Vous êtes devant
Sarah Halimi deserves to
un français, on n'a pas le droit de filmer.
Bonjour, nous sommes debout devant le consulat de France à Montréal
D'arrêter, s'il vous plaît.
et nous sommes ici
Ouais,
pour
ouais.
nous souvenir de Sarah Halimi, et Mireille Knoll, et Ilan Halimi, et Philippe Rahan, et Johan Cohen, et Yoav Hattab, et François Michel, Saada et d'autres. Tous étaient des juifs assassinés en France parce qu'ils étaient juifs. Et nous sommes ici avec indignation, car la réponse pénale en France est insuffisante et inexistante. Any of us would be honored to have Sarah Halimi as a neighbor, as a retired physician, kindergarten teacher, someone who contributed in meaningful ways to society, but her neighbor in Paris was bothered by one thing, qu'elle était juive, that she had a mezuzah, a symbol on her door saying that she was Jewish, and therefore he brutally murdered her and threw her body out the window and will not stand trial for that brutal act of antisemitism. Justice would be the one comfort for her family. But in France, there is no justice because the murderer had cannabis in his system. They've given a license for anyone to kill. As long as they're smoking, there will be no trial. We're upset, and the whole world should be upset. Nous félicitons le président Macron d'avoir déclaré que ce système est injuste, et nous appelons à la société française et les citoyens du monde à exprimer leur indignation et à exiger justice. May the memory of Sarah Halimi be a blessing.
As Rabbi Shire mentioned so importantly, that this is not the first time. I remember gathering in 1992 after the bombing of the restaurant, the Joe Goldenberg restaurant. I remember gathering in 1990 after the desecration in Carpentras. We gathered in 2012 with Ilan Halimi, and we gathered in 2017 with Sarah Halimi, Mistrial in 2018, with the Hyper Caché murders in 2015, and now in 2019, the attack on Alain Finkielkraut at the Yellow Vest protest. This is going on way too long. Jewish blood cannot be shed with impunity. Jewish blood is sacred. All human blood is sacred. And for a man who murdered a woman after torturing her and throwing out a window to walk away from court is unconscionable in 2021. France should be a center of human rights, dignity, and liberty. And instead, they have allowed a murderer to go free. No Jew can remain silent. No person of goodwill can remain silent. We all owe Sarah Halimi more. We owe her justice. We owe her the dignity of being remembered in the right way, and we owe the people of France and the Jews of France a world which cries out for justice and demands that they be secure and that they be safe.
In 1896, the Dreyfus trial put on, Alfred Dreyfus accused of crimes of being a spy in the French army. And at that trial, people started saying, "Death to the traitor, death to the traitor." And Theodore Herzl famously wrote in his diary that in that moment they started chanting a different chant. It wasn't death to the traitor, it was death to the Jew. And in 1896, in France, the chant of death to the Jew was to form Theodore Herzl's seminal moment where he would go home and write that evening in his diary, the Jewish state was founded in France in this evening. Because in the great country of France, if there was not to be a democracy, if there was not to be justice, if a Jew could be seen as a traitor and death to the Jew was the call of the hour, then Jews of France were not safe. With Sarah Halimi's death, and now a process of justice not being done at the highest courts, we protest. We say we do not stand for this. We are here today to say respectfully and in the democracy of Canada, the Jews around the world protest this travesty of justice. We are here peacefully, respectfully, and in accordance with all of the appropriate limitations here. The mask will kindly go on. Absolutely. And we say that Jewish blood is not cheap. We say that Jewish rights in a democracy of France is something that we support and stand for, and it's something that we will always rise our voices up against. We thank you for your time, and this is something we bring to the entire community of the Jewish community and the broader non-Jewish community of Montreal. We stand with Jews around the world today in this travesty of justice. Thank you.
Finisher?
Yes.
You have to leave.